This is the Gehmann cartridge tray for 22 caliber ammunition. Their product number is 869, and as you can see, it has ridges and valleys in it. The purpose of it is you can take your box of 22, put it on the tray, and you can see it raises the alternate rows of the ammunition, so it makes it easy to extract as you reload your magazines or your rifle. I find it works quite well. In this case, it works well with the S&K Standard Plus and with Federal ammunition. Works well with it. And if you use Lapua, it can work well with it. Where you run into a problem is ammunition that comes packaged not in a removable tray. So that's common with Ely, and as we all know, CCI can come packaged in many different forms. What I want to show you is a technique where you can transfer this ammunition to a holder that you can then use on this tray. Now, where did I get these holders? I didn't buy them. If you look, they're really the S&K holders. As I use the ammunition, I just save these things. You don't need to have a lot. 2 or 4 should be sufficient. If you don't have any of these things, talk to your shooting buddies and see if they have any of these plastic holders, and if they do, just have them save a few for you. So what will you need? Well, you'll need a holder, and you'll need a solid flat surface, and you'll need a piece of metal. I just use the bin covers off of my reloading bins. So this is a thin piece of metal that I'll show you how to use. Well, you take the cover off your box, you then turn it upside down, and you slowly raise it straight up. If any gets stuck in there, which happens to me on occasion, don't worry about it. Just leave it stuck in there. Don't try to pull it out and line it up in there. You then take your holder, and I'm going to look straight down at it. Put it on top. And there. I've got 50 rounds of Ely target ready to be used in the tray. If you have an expensive taste and you're using something like Ely 10X, you can see it comes in a totally different kind of packaging, and it will not fit that tray. But not sure, Gehmann might actually make a holder for this. But you can do the same thing. Now I have my Ely 10X all ready to use. As mentioned, CCI comes packaged in many different ways. In this case, let me push it from the other end. It just has a little plastic holder. So what we need to do is push it out this way, and this will probably test some of your skills. You're really grabbing that little piece of plastic, raising it up, off, Now I've got 50 rounds of CCI standard velocity ready for my tray. If you prefer like containers of this, this is a popular form that CCI comes in. It's got 100 rounds, same technique. Straight up. Now in this case, you can see several got stuck in there. That's okay. Leave them in there. Don't try to take them out and put them down inside. You'll probably start a domino effect. Like that one right there. That's beginning to fall over. Since this is a 100 round case, these are 50 rounds. You'll need 2 of these. Go ahead and get that one out of the way. And then the next one, there's one down inside. I'm not going to worry about it. Got these stragglers. Now I've got my 100 rounds of CCI ready to use the tray. So just in this short period of time, I did 150 rounds of CCI. I did 50 rounds. Actually, I did 100 rounds of different forms of ealing. So that's 250 rounds I just did in however long it took you to watch. Now you're probably asking, well, can you put it back in the container? Usually not. For example, these would try to go in there, but that's kind of a really tight fit. And of course, they would not go back in this container. So this is what I do. You're probably familiar with this MTM case. It was made for 22. The concept is, let me take a round out of here, is that you manually move the ammo into this thing, and they're nice and raised, each one, and then you can store like another 100 rounds in there. So it'll be 50, 50, and then another 100. 2 problems. One, you're doing that one by one. So you're individually pulling 100 rounds out and sticking them in here. The other problem is, this is actually resting on the nose of the bullet. So as you travel, as you move, as you work your equipment, that nose of the bullet is getting scraped against the bottom of this plastic. And as you pull it out, you won't see it here because it hasn't done it that much. You can start seeing the coating or the lube is being pushed off. So what I do is I take this, and this black piece is just inserted inside, and I just remove it. Like that. And then, of course, you'll want your cartridge tray, and then you can put your rounds in like that, and you're almost ready to go. I learned the hard way. I first did it like this, and then as I traveled, the case got turned this way, got turned around, upside down, and when I opened it up, the rounds had spilled out everywhere. So, what I just did is I got me a kind of a thick piece of cardboard, just cut it to size, put it in, put this in, and it's all set to travel. So I find it useful in the sports I can compete in. I just find this so much easier to pull one, load the mag, pull the next, load the mag, and so forth. And of course, when you use these up, you just rotate put it down, and the other row comes up. I hope this video has been useful to you, and thank you for watching.